Hey,
Hi.
I'm Riley.
And I'm Ronnie, and this is Coffee Talk with Riley and Ronnie of Plan to Eat.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I am the communications director for Plan to Eat, and so I do a lot of communicating.
Yeah. And I am the customer experience director at Plan to Eat, so I do a lot of support emails and I do a lot of content creation. Coffee Talk, we are going to talk about Plan to Eat in general. We're going to talk about any new features that we have, any food-related issues that are going on in the news right now. And
all things food and meal planning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
cute mug.
Thanks. It's got little sushis on it. It's actually my favorite coffee mug because it has little sushis all over it. I bought it actually as a gift for someone else, and then I liked it too much and I couldn't get rid of it.
I've done that before too. Yeah, it's hard sometimes to say goodbye to the cute little things you like. But
yeah, so I decided on a different gift for that person and I kept the mug myself.
I love it. Mine's a little more simple.
Yeah, that's okay. Simple's good.
It's a wedding favor, actually.
Oh.
I have like hot chocolate, I think, in it.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, it's cute.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, today we would like to focus on 2020 review for Plan to Eat and in general what has happened with Plan to Eat over the last year. We're going to compare a little bit of the stats between 2020 to 2019 and 2018 just to give you guys an idea of some of the things that have been going on.
It's a lot of little details. Some of you are going to find it fascinating and some of you may not care as much, but we hope that we make it enjoyable.
Yeah. We're mostly just here to chat about stuff. And if you have questions about anything we talk about, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. We're also going to link a lot of the things that we talk about in the description box. So if there's anything that you want more information on, definitely check in the description box for any extra links. Some random 2020 facts.
I love random facts.
So one of the top imported recipes into Plan to Eat this year was from allrecipes.com. Is their world famous lasagna recipe.
And the #1 recipe imported from our blog was classic lasagna. You people are cooking a lot of lasagna.
Yeah, 2020 was the year of lasagna. Mm-hmm. That classic 2020 lasagna recipe is actually from 2012 from our blog. So it's been a hit for a while, I think.
Yeah, it's a top read blog, which is interesting. We love seeing stats like that to see what you guys are interested in doing. Did you make lasagna this year?
I actually didn't make any lasagna this year. I didn't grow up eating lasagna, so my mom always, I don't know if my mom just didn't like ricotta or she didn't like to do all the assembly or whatever. But
my mom always said it was too much work. But every time I make lasagna, it doesn't take me that long, but maybe I don't make it quite as homemade as she did.
Well, it's kind of like enchiladas, right? You just cook the things, you put it in the casserole dish. It feels like the same amount of work.
Yeah, you're right. I did make lasagna this year a couple of times because I had a baby earlier this year and I made a lot of freezer meals. And so lasagna is just a classic lasagna. Classic, easy one for the freezer. So,
yeah. One of our top recipe sites that recipes were imported from this year was Skinny Taste. Of our top 16 recipe sites that were imported from, Skinny Taste has 6 of the top 16. So
nice. We love Skinny Taste. But
yeah.
I'm also really proud of you guys being at home in quarantine and following some recipes that are a little healthier for you guys.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Oh, I didn't think about that. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Also, in April of 2020, the Hilton DoubleTree released their famous cookie recipe.
You know the ones, right? When you go to the hotel, I'm hoping you've had them, but you go to the hotel and they give you the little cookie in a bag and it's magically warm, they knew you were coming and they baked it for you. I think I've only ever had them once when I was a kid, but it feels magical.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, free cookies are always magical, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, that cookie recipe, which was only added to the internet in April of 2020, was actually our second most imported recipe for the entire year. So everybody loves to get that cookie when they go to the Hilton, and everybody apparently is going to try to make it at home.
But 2020 was the year of baking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, everyone was baking a lot of bread. Sourdough was a real popular one this year.
Yeah.
So we have a list of the top shopping list items from 2020. So if you created a shopping list from your planned recipes or just manually added items, then we can accumulate that data and see what the top 10 or 15 items were. Some of them are normal. Some of the ones you would expect. Kosher salt, flour, water. We tried to kind of remove some of those from the list so we can wade through those and see the more exciting ones. I think the number one shopping list item was probably toilet paper. It wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
But it probably was.
It was probably the number one shopping list item everybody was thinking about this year.
Yeah. Just if it was there, you bought it.
Yeah,
And if
absolutely.
it wasn't, you wished it was.
Yeah, that's for sure. In total, there were 38.8 million items added to different shopping lists in Plan to Eat this year.
Amazing. It's amazing that many shopping list items were added.
Yeah, that's crazy. So out of everybody who is a subscriber to Plan to Eat, almost 40 million items were added to different shopping lists. So great job doing your shopping.
Yeah. We know that you were eating at home more often, and so that number is indicative of that. You were shopping, you were cooking at home. It's amazing.
Yeah.
If anything good came out of being at home more, hopefully it was that you were eating together as a family more often.
Right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that there are any items on our general list of shopping list items that were super exciting for being in like the top 20. We had things like garlic, eggs, butter, milk, onions, garlic powder, sugar, honey, mayonnaise, chili powder, carrots, and tomatoes.
It's pretty similar to last year's list, from 2019's list. But in general, we know that people were shopping for baking items a lot.
Yeah, that would definitely be what this tells me, is that people were cooking savory things and they were also baking. Right?
That's great. Yummy.
So in relation to number of items added to a shopping list, we also have stats for number of recipes planned on your Plan to Eat planner. And in 2020, there were 3.1 million recipes planned on Plan to Eat total for the whole year. So that's an increase of 400,000 compared to 2019. So in 2019, we had 2.6 million. This year, we had 3.1 million. So once again, the year that 2020 was, everybody was cooking a lot more. You were adding more recipes to your meal plan, not eating out as much. So this definitely feels along the lines of 2020 to me.
Yep. We're glad the Plan to Eat could help you do that.
Yeah.
Are you ready for some more random stats with Ronnie?
So this year we had more referral traffic to our site from Pinterest than we did with Facebook. So there could have been a lot of you who were using Pinterest a lot more, trying to pin those new recipes, trying to figure out what was easy and fun to make while you were at your house.
Yeah, we know the grocery store was a really wild place for most of you. It was a wild place for me.
Yeah.
It was hard to find all the things that you wanted. So hopefully I could just see you on Pinterest looking for recipes to use with those random beans and ground beef and whatever else you managed to find at the store when things were a little wild earlier this year.
Yeah, totally. So usually Facebook is where we see a lot more traffic from because just a lot of our subscribers happen to also be on Facebook. Everybody's on Facebook nowadays. So we tried to do more pinning of our own recipes that were on our blog, tried to include more of those in our own Pinterest boards. So if you didn't know we have a Pinterest, we do.
Pinterest can be an interesting place to import recipes from because sometimes it's just a picture and you get really excited about the recipe and you try to add it into your Plan to Eat account and nothing happens. Wah, wah, wah. So we have a workaround for you and we've included it in the directions. Not in the directions. We've included it in the show notes. Is that what this is called?
I think it's called the description box.
We've included it in the description box so that you can find a link to learn how to import your recipes from Pinterest. We know you're there. We're there too, so.
Yeah. Another interesting fact was that in 2020, so Riley and I are both of the support people for Plan to Eat. I do the majority of the support. Riley used to be the full-time support person until I was hired a couple years ago, but we both are the people who answer all of your emails when you contact us.
We're real people. We're here.
We're real people and we are here.
Yeah.
And this year we answered 9,400 support tickets.
High five.
So compared to 2018, and in 2018 we answered 6,000 support tickets. So that's a big jump. And I don't necessarily think it's because there are more issues that people are having with Plan to Eat. I think it's just that, we're really great at our jobs.
We love helping you. We love answering your questions. We love hearing your feedback. So don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to help you. We love it. It's really fun data to see how much how much we got to talk to you this year. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can always email us at help@planteat.com.
another thing we'll include in the description box.
Yeah. So we're going to move into talking about maybe some tags.
Ooh, tags.
So everybody loves tags. So tags, if you're unfamiliar with tags on the site, this is a way to further categorize your recipes. So we have the course, main ingredient, and cuisine options for categories. And then you can also add tags into your recipes to give them like a further level of categorization. You can think of it as like the different, binder marks in your like actual physical cookbooks, where you have like, oh, this is the cookies and this is the roast beef. Nah, roast beef isn't one. Anyways.
Well, all of these options are customizable in your Planteat account.
Yeah.
So we do give you a list. So you'll see American and African and what other types of Mexican, Italian.
And I think there's like
types.
easy and family. No.
Gluten-free.
Yeah.
There are some that are already in the list that are created for you, so you can use those. Yeah. But all of these are completely customizable, so you can make it whatever you want and whatever fits your needs and preferences.
Yep. And this is actually just a feature that we added in December to the app. So if you have been wondering how you can manage your tags and other categories in the app, it is now available, and we will include the help article to that in the description box. So in 2020, our top tag was
easy.
Of course it was easy. Yeah. Everybody wants to find an easy recipe in 2020.
Yeah, we needed something to be easy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Other items were, number 2 was vegetarian, number 3 was vegan, 4 was keto, 5 was gluten-free, 6 was chicken, and 7 was Instapot.
Awesome. I love that list. It's great.
Yeah. And that's a little different from last year. In 2019, keto was the number 1 tag, and then easy was second. Dessert was number 3. Vegetarian was 4th. Dinner was 5th. Vegan was 6th. And breakfast was 7th. So just slightly different.
Yeah.
But I think it kind of shows the kind of things that people were focused on this year. I know that a lot of people were kind of moving away from having a lot of like meat heavy meals because meat was hard to get at the grocery store.
Hard to find, yeah.
Yeah, so it's understandable that you would be looking for more vegetarian meals or even vegan meals because I know at our grocery store there was restrictions on how much meat you could buy for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, it's really exciting and interesting to us to see what you guys are cooking every year. So those tags just show us what you're more popularly cooking, importing into your account, and what you're eating. So we love it. It's interesting.
Yeah, we had some pretty popular blogs in 2020. Our most popular blog this year was the blog that announced our bulk editing feature. So bulk editing has been a feature request for kind of a while.
And just to give you a little bit of information from the back side is that feature has been widely requested, but very, very hard to implement. So our developers were hard at work this year, and they finally created that feature for you, and we're pumped that we got to give it to you.
So the first version of bulk editing just includes bulk editing your categorizations. So the tags, courses, cuisines, main ingredients. And we are getting ready to, actually maybe by the time this video goes live, you will have the option to do other bulk editing tasks such as deletion, making your recipes private, hiding your recipes, and queuing, I believe, right?
I believe so. Bulk delete, did you say that?
I think I did, yeah.
Yeah, that's a big
one.
So
that's a big one. Mm-hmm. Bulk editing was just a huge feature this year because it has been highly requested, and it's just super helpful to be able to select multiple recipes at once, make edits to them, and then just have your recipe book be organized the way that you want it.
Yeah. Some of our customers, including myself, have thousands of recipes added to their accounts, and the ability to just be able to do bulk actions with those instead of having to sort through thousands of recipes at once is super helpful, and we're stoked that we could give it to you. So.
Yeah. So number 2 blog post for 2020 was actually related to our transition to traditional giveaway, and so we did a challenge and giveaway in September. I think it was in September of 2020. No, October.
I think it is October.
Okay.
I said September.
So October of 2020, we had a challenge and a giveaway that we hosted along with Mary's Nest, who she also has a YouTube video. She teaches people how to cook in kind of like a nourishing tradition style. She calls herself a modern pioneer.
I think so, yeah.
Because she cooks in more like traditional ways. So Some of the recipes that were included in this challenge were like how to cook a whole roasted chicken.
And then make bone broth.
Then make bone broth from it. She taught you how to make sauerkraut.
Sourdough.
And sourdough. And so when we posted that blog, that was actually the second most popular blog for this year. And of course, it was a giveaway. So of course, it's, you know, going to be kind of popular. But Mary also has so many like wonderful ideas. She's such a knowledgeable lady, and we loved working with her.
We love her. She is the sweetest little soul, and you can find her on YouTube. You should go check her out and learn how to make some recipes.
She starts all of her videos with "Hello, sweet friends."
And I love that.
She is so sweet. We love her so much.
Yeah.
Let's see. Number 3 on the list was using Plan to Eat during unusual times. As we all know, 2020 was an unusual year, and in that blog we gave, I think, 5 different ways that Plan to Eat can help you with your meal planning, you know, whether it's an unusual time or not. You know, Plan to Eat is helpful in any regard. But we just gave some ways that's like, if you're doing your shopping differently, or if you're trying to meal plan a little bit differently, that blog gave a little bit extra information and tips on how to use Plan to Eat.
So in 2020, we created bulk editing, like we already told you. But there's a lot of other features that we created and included in our app, in our desktop site. So we want to just run through a few of those. So if you didn't know that we made them, now you'll know.
Yeah.
Yep. So some of those bulk editing, another one is we revamped menus. The menus feature is amazing. It allows you to create a meal plan, save it, and then reuse it later. Plan to Eat helps me create fast meal plans, but then just being able to drag and drop a menu onto my planner is probably one of my favorite things because I don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
And having one less thing to worry about, especially this year, has been awesome. So we revamped menus, which means that we took that feature and we just elevated it a little bit, which means now you can edit all of your menus.
Yeah, and you can preview your menus before you actually add them to your planner, which also includes previewing your friends' menus. So if you have friends in Plan to Eat, you can't see their meal plan, but you can see any saved menus that they have. So what with this new upgrade that we did to the menus feature, you can now preview their menus before you add them onto your meal planner. So that way you know all the recipes that you're going to be adding that are potentially unknown to you because they're your friends' recipes.
In our app, we added the filtering options. We added the option to edit tags and courses and categories.
Yep.
We also pushed up a lot of bug fixes. We're always doing that. Our team's always squashing those bugs. And those updates are always good ones.
Yeah, we updated our servers as well, like some back-end things. We updated our servers. We updated to Rails 5, if anybody knows what that is.
Some of you guys out there, you know. And if you care about the details, you probably know.
Yeah.
Another huge feature that we added that we're obviously really stoked about is grocery delivery.
Yeah.
So we've integrated with a company, so now when you're on your shopping list, you can select the items that you want to buy, send them to your grocery store, and have them either picked up or you can have them delivered to your house. Whoa.
Yeah, this was a big one, just in general, but also for 2020, you know, going back to how the year was. Of course, grocery delivery was a huge deal for a lot of people, not having to actually go in person to the grocery store.
Hugely
helpful, but also helpful just for people who are busy. And if you don't have time to go spend an hour in the grocery store wandering around the aisles, finding all your things, this is such a time saver for sure. A couple other things we added to the app were the opportunity to print the shopping list from the app. Previously, you could only print from the website. So that's a big one. If you like to have a printed list rather than just bringing the app with you to the grocery store, you can now print it from the app. And we also, on iOS devices, we added the option of adding shopping list items to the store with Siri, to your shopping list with Siri. And hopefully in the near future, we'll have both the option for Google Assistant and Alexa, but those are, as we've heard, those are really big features to create. It's a totally different integration than it is working with Siri.
Yeah.
So
our team's on it.
Our team is on it.
Another feature that we're excited about is the leftovers feature. So I personally love leftovers. Do you like leftovers?
We eat leftovers a lot, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a leftover person. My husband is not so much of a leftover person, but that's okay. It allows me to have lunch all week. Now, when you plan a recipe to your planner, you can click on that recipe and choose Add as Leftover.
Yep, plain as a leftover, I think.
Yeah, okay. Now you can choose Plain as Leftover, and then it'll create a leftover note that you can put anywhere on your week, on your weekly plan, next week, whatever. And then you know that that recipe is what you're eating for that meal, But it doesn't add any ingredients to your shopping list, so you're not purchasing anything extra, and you can eat all the wonderful food that you created.
A second time or a third time.
Yeah, or a fourth time. Or maybe even a fifth time.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's a pretty good recap for 2020 and Plan to Eat. There was obviously so many more things that happened, so many more behind the scenes things that we did because it was a whole year. But those are some, general highlights.
Yeah, we really just want to give you the fun stuff, the information that we find super interesting. And, in 2020 on a positive note and move in fresh to 2021. In 2021, we're really excited about our New Year's campaign and just refreshing our meal plan, getting some new exciting things in there so you can look out for some fun information from us.
Yeah, we're going to be helping you try to get out of your meal planning rut. If you happen to have gotten into, the same plans over and over again in the last year or the last few months, we're going to try to help you, freshen things up and, maybe try to make some meal plans that are fun and interesting.
Yep.
Okay, well, I think that about wraps it up.
Yeah, that sounds great. It was great to be here and share all that fun stuff with you guys.
Thanks for joining us for some coffee. And we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah. I was going to say see you next time also, and then you started saying it, so I'm like...
Spicy.